Good morning. During the 10 years between 2008 and 2018 makes it a decade. And I'm finding the directors who made plays at the Old Town Playhouse in Traverse City, Michigan, and giving them a memory in a video for their family members, children, and especially to them, so they can look back standing on their theater stage. And this time is Director Harriett Mittelberger. Good morning. This is the book where I put all of my words of the reviews, and this one is Sherlock Holmes, The Final Adventure. Opened at the Old Town Playhouse Studio Theater on February 11, 2010. It's a quaint venue, sitting approximately 75 within a very intimate setting. It's a wonderful atmosphere for enjoying the pleasures of dramas, mysteries, and comedies, although it is quite restrictive and in various cases doesn't allow any elaborate set or lighting designs to be constructed. So is the case for this production, which truly calls for a more substantial area to work within. Due to this demand, it greatly minimizes the overall effectiveness for lighting and multiple scene changes. And here are a few photos of Sherlock Holmes, The Final Adventure. Good morning. I'd like to conclude this review with a quote from filmmaker Louis Bono. You have to begin to lose your memory, if only in bits and pieces, to realize that memory is what makes our lives. Life without memory is no life at all. Our memory is our coherence, our reason, our feeling, even our action. Without it, we are nothing. Good morning. The play is The Humble Boy, written by Michael Healey and directed by Sherry Wallace at the Studio Theater at the Depot in the year of 2012. The Humble Boy is a profoundly structured play embellishing the vital importance of personal reminiscence. It's been said our past illuminates our future. I've long believed the salvaging of one's history is essential to the understanding for the discerning other who follows after us. I'd like to conclude this review with a quote from filmmaker Louis Bendel. You have to begin to lose your memory, if only in bits and pieces, to realize that memory is what makes our lives. Life without memory is no life at all. Our memory is our coherence, our reason, our feeling, even our action. Without it, we are nothing.
And then he comes home to Flora, his mother, and Flora is played by our very own Mary Scott O'Connor. She
was also in the tavern.
She was also in the tavern and 39 Steps. Marvelous actress, just does amazing things on stage. So very happy that she is our Flora. She has a friend that Felix discovers that she has become engaged to, and Felix is not happy about this. That is George, our very own wild and crazy man George, that we find...
Joe Kilpatrick.
Which is Joe Kilpatrick.
Right.
We find that George has a very soft side, though. He's a very warm man, very tender man underneath. And Joe brings such depth to this character, and we see so many different emotions that he has been able to express. It's wonderful. Then we have Rosie, which is George Pye's daughter, and also Felix's ex-girlfriend. Felix comes home to find...
And Rosie is played by...
Jeanette Hagberg.
Mm-hmm. And she's been around for a while.
She was also in the tavern. She was in Shakespeare this summer. And she's another just wonderful young actress. Mm-hmm. Really worked hard on bringing us the Rosie we wanted. And she's done an amazing job. And then we have Kelly Curtis plays Mercy, which is Flora's longtime friend. And Mercy is the peacekeeper of the play. Not extremely intelligent, but the most loving, caring, warm person you could imagine. And Kelly does a wonderful, wonderful job with that. A little bit of comedic relief in her character, keeps the play light, and brings a lot of laughter.
That's the one character in the play that does have a lot of comedic.
Yes, she does.
Release.
Yes, she does.
Right.
And Kelly just does a marvelous job with that. She has grown Mercy beyond my expectations. Just done a marvelous job, bringing a lot of depth to her character. Mm-hmm. So then we have Jim R. Gardner. Jim R. Gardner is Felix's confidant. He talks to Felix throughout the summer and tries to bring redemption into Felix's world.
Now this is based on Charlotte Jones, the playwright. She based this on Hamlet.
It has underlying Hamlet themes, yes, it does. Felix returns home after his father's death to find his mother in an affair. Mm-hmm. He has suicidal tendencies, and that is the basis, I guess, of the Hamlet underlying. It also has a lot of there's a lot of other layers in the play, there really are,
What's the balance between
reference
drama and comedy in this play? Is it 50-50 or?
Yes, you will laugh more than you will cry during this play. It's a very light and funny play, but it has a very sentimental, heartwarming ending that will bring probably a few tears as well. So I believe you will laugh and you will cry and you will be humble.
What would you like to see the audience walk away with as far as the fresh thoughts as they walk to their cars to go home or to go to a coffee shop to discuss the play?
There are so many layers in this play that my hope is everyone walks away with something. Whether it be the underlying Hamlet, the connection with the bees and the beehives, the scientific aspects that Felix brings. There are so many layers of this play that my hope is that everyone finds something that they can walk away with.
Thank you so much, Sherry.
Oh, thank you.
And best to you and the cast, and hopefully it's going to be a terrific, successful show. It sounds like it.
It already has been.
Rosie, this isn't his. You told me she wasn't.
She's not his daughter.
Rosie, you told me it was that lad from the bell with the long hair. You promised
She's
me.
Felix and Scott, not without DNA evidence, she's not.
But you don't know that for sure, do you, Rosie?
I'm her mother, and I know. I am not a grandmother, and she's lying. It's a copy of an ancient honeypot. Etruscan or Egyptian or something. It's not really to my taste, but your father gave it to me, and I thought you might like it.
What do you call a group of beekeepers, Mercy?
Is this a joke, dear? I'm not very good with jokes.
No, I mean, what's the word? Like a flock of sheep, a herd of cows, a pack of dogs, an exaltation of larks.
Is it really? An exaltation? How lovely.
For me, it was always my mother. It was always about her. She burnt more brightly.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, Flora.
Please, George, don't get ardent. Who on earth said God does not play dice?
Do you want me to go?
If I had been Marie Curie, I would have used my Bunsen burner to make creme brulee.
Just tell me to go.
He should have had a duvet. I resisted for a long time, but they're so easy, you just throw them on.
Mercy, you are an original.
What a lovely thing to say.
It's true.
You'll have your moment, Felix. Probably when you're least expecting it. Veritably bingo! Humboldt's unified theory of everything.
This book holds all the written reviews, and it's right in here. This play is Games Afoot by Ken Ludwig, and I was interviewing the director Harriett Mittelberger at the Old Town Playhouse, and I filmed and wrote the review on January 17, 2014. It was a fabulous cast of actors and actresses, filled with wonderful colors and costumes. So, let's hear the interview.
What other show have you directed of
The
Ken
Tour Boy?
Ludwig?
None of Ken Ludwig. I haven't ever directed him before.
You just enjoy his...
I just have seen his shows and I've laughed so hard. I love how he writes. He's so witty, he's so smart, and he's so funny. I think I saw my first show out east in Maryland at the Only Theater, and lent me a tenor, and it was so funny. It was wonderful.
They did that show here, I think it was around 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Phil Murphy
Mm-hmm.
was in it.
Anyway, I just love his writing. And then I love Sherlock Holmes. I did the Sherlock Holmes, The Final Adventure.
You did that in the studio
In the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so the chance to do this again was like the best of both things. So I wanted to do it.
Oh, that's true.
And also, there's a lot of special effects. The mistake I made, I think, was saying I would set design and direct. I will never do that again.
Oh,
This
so
show-
you did the set design?
I did, but I had a lot of help.
Uh-huh.
I did the basic set design, and the difficult thing is that we were, a lot of people helped on this. I had the basic design done, but people came in and I said I want it to be Art Deco. And so they really worked the Art Deco part so that
Right.
it could be good. You know,
So
really.
why do you say that it was a mistake? You're
Well, it's hard, because-
it was just taking you in
It's
two
just-
different directions.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Figuring out, there's so many devices in this that are difficult.
Mhm.
Knife stabbings, snow, the revolve on the stage,
Mhm.
getting all the special cues in, and then the farce with the actors, doing the work with the actors, and one of them would have been enough, believe me. So, but I'm very happy with the way the set turned out. We were literally, though, fighting for inches because of the space that we're in. I've seen lots of copies of the show on Facebook, but they're all on huge stages that have lots and lots of things
Really?
that they can do. Yeah,
Oh.
and this stage is not like that.
And I would see it. I would see it completely the opposite. That this play would probably be handily well produced on a small stage.
I actually think it's better on a small stage.
On a small
I really
stage.
do. Ken Ludwig said it takes place in a castle, but it shouldn't look like a castle. It should look like a mansion, Art Deco, Erte, that's how it should be. And instead of that, most of the productions are in huge, massive spaces that look like castles, so wood and timber and
Have you ever been to Hearst Castle?
no, I haven't.
Yeah, well,
But-
they have the one main room, but it's really not that big.
Mhm.
You know, and that's kind of what comes to my mind. You know, if this was to be a film, that would be a great space to be able to film this particular play in that particular room at Hearst Castle.
But one of the lines the actors say is, "My God, this is where God would live if he could afford it." So it's supposed to be as opulent,
Oh,
as
yeah.
over the top as you can make it. And I think that they've done a really, really good job.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, I'm sending pictures to Ken Ludwig. I want him to see that we met him last summer.
Oh,
He gave
good.
me his email and said, "Send me pictures."
Where did you meet Ken at?
We met him at Horizons Bookstore. He was doing a book
In
signing.
Traverse City?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no
he was
kidding.
here. His book had just come out, How to Teach Children Shakespeare, How to Teach Your Children Shakespeare. And so he was doing a book signing, and we all went to talk with him about the show. And so he gave me his card and said, "I want pictures." I said, "Okay, you're going to get pictures," and he is, because I think he's going to really love how this looks.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
And I think he's going to love the acting too.
Yeah.
because I've got some really good people.
So who are the cast members?
Well, Jan Dalton plays William Gillette, who played Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote the story of Sherlock Holmes.
Pretty amazing character.
Oh yeah, he was
Gillette.
four patents. He did 1,300 performances of the
Yeah.
play that he wrote. I mean, he's an incredible person.
He was an incredible talent. Yes.
He was.
Mhm.
He was. He gave the American stage a lot of prestige from his acting.
Mhm.
And then Felix, his best friend, is played by Joe Kilpatrick,
Mhm.
and so they're kind of buddies in this, which is nice.
Now I think both those guys were in the Sherlock Holmes play that you directed as well, right?
No, they both weren't. Joe was.
Oh, it was just
It was
Joe.
just
it
Joe,
was just
but
Joe.
they
That's
both
right.
were in.
It was Phil
It
Callahan.
was Phil Callahan. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, right.
that's right.
And but for the Drawer Boy, they were both in the Drawer Boy, which I did 2 years ago.
And you directed that show.
Yes.
Now the Drawer Boy.
Okay.
Now was that a great show?
Thank you.
That
Thank you.
was
I-
brilliant, right? It was. You know, when I first read that, I went, this is going to be one of the best shows in the entire season at the Old Town Playhouse, and then it turned out to be exactly that. It was a brilliant production. Very nice.
Thank you. I'm
Best
really
work that
proud
Joe
of them.
Kilpatrick ever did.
Thank you. I am so proud of them. I was so proud of them and what they did. All of them, all three. They were just
Oh, yeah.
wonderful. They were great.
Oh yeah,
I loved that show.
that was a
It
great
just,
show.
Just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty wonderful.
So you have some other actors in this show.
Oh yes,
also.
I do. Yes, Bernadette. Bernadette. I'm going to say her name wrong. Gruposo.
That sounds
Plays-
pretty good.
Okay, that's the mother. She plays Martha, the mother. Jamie Moyers plays Daria Chase, the film critic.
Now, Jamie, this is the first time she's back here at the Old Town Playhouse in what, the last 2 years or 3 years or more.
Yeah, it's been a while for her.
It's good to see her again.
It is. And then Meg Parker, who was in Ideal Husband, she plays Aggie. And also, Chris Boyer, who was also an Ideal Husband,
That's right.
plays Simon.
That's
And
right.
they're a couple. And,
Now, who's the actress that plays the wife of Joe?
oh, Susan McConnell.
And she's in this play as well.
Yes, yes. Oh, and I'm forgetting Teddy House, who plays the inspector.
Now, the inspector, he doesn't come until Act
It's
Two,
a she,
right?
yes.
Or-
She, yes.
She?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, and she's the only new additional actor that
Yes,
comes in Act Two.
Yes. Susan
Okay.
has acted for the Playhouse before. Teddy has never acted. She's new to the Playhouse.
Oh.
But with another woman, Josephine Zara, and myself, we started a Reader's Theater in Glen Arbor,
Mhm.
and both Susan and Teddy are in that Reader's Theater.
Oh.
And I wanted them both to come and audition, and they did it. And then I found out Susan had already been here. She'd been working here a while ago, and so I knew Teddy would be a great resource. She's a wonderful character actress, and you guys are going to love her. She's
That's
wonderful.
great. And she's the inspector.
Yes, and she can do everything. She can sew, she can do PR.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
She's going to be a great addition.
So, what has this production? You know, you had a preview last night. Has this met your aspirations?
Yes, it has. We
Mhm.
still have a few technical difficulties, but I think that they are going to be taken care of tonight. I'm pretty sure they will be.
This
And
is opening night tonight.
This is opening night, yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I'm very excited. I'm nervous. I'm kind of nervous because I'm afraid we won't get a big audience because the weather isn't good. But
You know,
yeah.
I always felt, you know, really wasn't the size of an audience. It was as long as there even two people were thrilled with the production, and that's good.
right. Last night I was surprised by having such a large turnout for the dress rehearsal. That was really great, and they were responding, and I was really happy to finally have an audience and see what's working. You know, I was really happy about that.
Harriet, thank you very much for sharing a little bit about this production that is going to be going up opening night. Do you have anything to say to any other aspiring director out there that wants to produce this play in the future?
I would say it's harder than you think it is, but it's so much fun. The process will be great. process will be great. It will be worth the trouble.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Harriet.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Okay.
Wayne.
Bye now.
Bye.